Hi, kids. You want to learn about the forest? It's very pretty. You can take a walk in the forest with your mom and dad or your brothers and sisters and see lots of pretty green, sometimes a river, sometimes smells like pine needles, so good. And in the forest, you'll find this guy. He's a really cute deer, isn't he? Look how big his eyes are. I wonder what he's thinking. This girl deer has spots. You'll notice, and there's a girl deer and her baby. You'll notice these girl deers don't have any horns. And the babies, they're called fawn. They have very big spots. Now here's a daddy deer with a rabbit. Notice the daddy deer has horns, and this other daddy deer is bigger. He has larger horns, which means he's older. These horns are called antlers. Each year they grow one rack of antlers. Now, here's a wonderful sight. I love it. Now, these two animals might not usually mix, but when they're babies, they're not afraid. Here's a nice gray rabbit, and if you stay in the forest long enough, you'll see plenty of them. Plus, these little white bunny rabbits. Bunny rabbits are known for eating grass, a lot of leaves, dandelion, and they love carrots. Here's another rabbit. Look how long his legs are, almost like he's built for running. And he is. He's called a jackrabbit. He has these large, incredible ears. A jackrabbit like this can outrun a very fast dog. Now here's my favorite, gray squirrel. I used to watch them when I was a kid. They run up the tree, run down the tree, always on the trunk, always looking for acorns because we had oak trees. Acorns come from oak trees. And the squirrels have little friends called chipmunks. You can tell them by their stripes. This is also the animal from Alvin and the chipmunks. Here are the red fox. They're so sweet and pretty. They're the kind of animal, if you saw them, you wish you could bring them home, but Mom would probably say no. There's a sweet little red fox with his mom. Now, one of my favorites, the raccoon. He has those bandit eyes like he's wearing a mask. And actually, he is a bandit. He's a food bandit, because if you leave your food out at night, he will surely eat it, and even the trash. Kind of like this little guy. He's called an opossum. You probably won't see him much because he likes to play in the water and hide under the water or in the little reeds around the water. You probably know this guy. This is Mr. Skunk. You can tell him by the white stripes running down his back. You want to stay away from these skunks altogether, because if they're afraid of you, all they do is lift up their tail, and whoosh, they spray you with the most awful smell. Now this guy, you probably recognize him. He's a porcupine. All those little spikes on his back are called quills. And when he's afraid, he will shoot those quills like the bullet out of a gun right into the body of his enemy. Now let's get back to something beautiful again. The American black bear. This is a beautiful bear family. They are so nice, but take a look at this guy. He's getting a little bit bigger and scarier looking. But mostly they're friendly with humans. They will come right up to your car to beg for food. And some of them are hard to understand, like this bear. Is he a mechanic? Or maybe he thinks that the owner of the car left food in his engine compartment. I'm not really sure about that. Now here we go, nice family of brown bears playing. These are brown bears. They're beautiful, all right, and they look fun from a distance. But these guys are also known as the grizzly bear. They're a lot bigger. When they stand up on their back legs, they can be 800 pounds. They have long claws that could just rip someone to bits if they wanted to. No, you don't want to box him. Or this guy. He's at the top of the food chain. This is a polar bear. They only live above the Arctic Circle. Here's some polar bears on ice floes in the Arctic. These guys are in Norway. This polar bear, when he's not happy, he can be pretty mean, and you just don't want to mess with them. Now, last but not least, we have some birds. We got a red-breasted robin. His head is black, and his belly is reddish orange. And then go in the forest and hear the bluebirds sing. They sing to the wind as it rustles through the leaves and sounds so nice. And there's one more bird. This owl. He's beautiful. The owl goes, hoo, hoo, hoo. The Indians believe that the owl is magic and would carry people up in the air like angels. Now, when you go to the forest, if you go to the forest someday, maybe you'll see some of these beautiful animals. They are so nice. They might even let you pet them with your mom's permission. Oh no, what's this? A lion? That's a big daddy lion. You can tell because he has a mane. The mama lion is over there on the left. She has no mane, but she's bigger. And all the rest are their children, but you won't see them here in America because we're on the North American continent, and they only live in Africa. Well, that's it, kids. Good night. Sleep tight and come back soon for another story from Nancy Jane. God loves you.